Hello, everyone. My name is Matthew here at Crescentville. We're doing a self-graded card review of an Obsidian 2020-2021. This is an insert known as Mist, Kevin Durant, and it is a little bit more on the rare side. It really is. I think there's only one other copy from this year of the Mist inserts. I believe it's a Dirk. It goes for, I think, a little over $100, maybe between $100 and $200. And yeah, there's only really two of these inserts even on eBay. They may exist in people's collections and in other platforms, totally possible. But whenever I look, because I actually am kind of heavily interested in these inserts, and I think we have ours at around 60 to 80 right now. But what we're doing is we're doing a self-graded card review. Quick disclaimer, every time we do this, we cannot guarantee these grades will cross over at any other grading companies. This is my own best assessment of assessing the condition. We can't guarantee this will increase or decrease the value of the card as far as monetary value. What we can do is give you the best visuals from the surface, the corners, and everything. And so we already have this up on the eBay, and we're just basically going to throw it in a Zion slab, and we're going to assess it. So yeah, we're going to check out the centering, the edges, corners, and surface. And we'll go ahead and take a look at the centering of it. And the centering might just get a 10 because you can kind of see this, I would say almost perfect. The surface, definitely you can kind of see right there has imperfections. But the centering is very symmetrical all the way around. The front and the back is extremely symmetrical from that top to the bottom to left and right. The centering I am going to mark down as a 10. So we'll just go ahead and have that marked down. Then we'll talk a little bit about edges and corners all in one kind of swoop. And then we will talk about the surface, which we just saw one speck on the front, which could take it down a little bit. But let's go ahead and take a look at the edges and corners. And it is just really sharp. Not seeing too many imperfections on edges or corners since this card is a die cut. They know it's a die cut. It is open for there to be issues with the edges and corners. You can kind of see a little bit here. I had another person say like, hey, use painter's tape to basically clean off these edges. And they're right. But let's see here. So yeah, I don't find, and whenever I can't find any issues with the corners or edges, I essentially, I don't say I have to, but like I am prone to give it a 10. But I'm really kind of like inspecting the quality and condition of the card, and if I can't find anything, then I give it a grade that reflects that. So, and you know, with these die cuts, I've never seen, whenever I cross over at other grading companies, I've rarely ever seen 10s given out for edges and corners. So let's go ahead and use that cross-referencing scoring pattern. We're going to give it 9 5s, even though I couldn't find anything. I just, whenever I cross-reference it over to others, they may increase the magnification, and they may say, hey, there is imperfections. You just didn't magnify it enough. And yes, I get that. So 9 5s and a 10 so far. Surface, we will take a look at the surface. We already did see one slight imperfection on the surface, so let's go ahead. I'm going to try to see if that will come out, but I think that is probably a manufacturer. I think this card has been kept in very good condition, but I think whenever it comes to the surface of this card, this is where we can see some areas of imperfections, basically. I'm using a microfiber cloth, but if the imperfections stay, then the imperfections stay. There's nothing I can do. So yeah, there was one spot that we saw earlier, and it was in this kind of top right corner. As I'm kind of zooming in, kind of see it there as we hover over it with the spots. Okay, so this looks like it was part of the card, and it's almost like a geometric pattern. You can kind of see it's almost like a light gray. It's right there. And the geometric pattern, I think, is there's right angles to it, which makes me think it isn't an error. Now, there is a kind of spot as we hover over in the green area that is not part of the geometric pattern. And kind of there in the blue light, you kind of see it. And maybe that's why another person said get a blue light. You kind of see these imperfections a little more. Let's put the blue light here and see if it also pops a little bit more. Not as much as this area right here. So that tells me the surface does have some flaws to it. A lot of the other parts about this card is close to perfect, but the surface is not. And, we took high definition photos and have it up on our eBay page right now. But we have to take all this in consideration and report accurately, because this is a little bit more expensive of a card. And now people are going to be able to see the subscores that we get for it. And I just don't think, I think the geometric pattern of the right angles is part of the card. I don't think that spot there isn't. So the question is, we have a 10 and 2 9.5s. What do we give the surface? And I'm leaning towards an 8 to an 8.5, because for the most part, the surface is fairly clean and there's not a lot of wear to it. But that does kind of give me pause. So surface an 8. And then the centering to the surface, we average those out. There's 1 9, and there's 2 9.5s and a 9. So the total getting a 9.5, I think, is correct. And the surface getting a subscore of 8 is an accurate way of basically having this card assessed. And, for anyone that's interested, we buy these, I think they're around $3.50 to $4 after shipping. They're about $3.50 to $4 per case. So there is a bit of a value that when we put these cards in these, it does, like from the jump, have about a $3 to $4 increase in cost to us. But, in addition to that, the time that we take to kind of properly assess the card is about an hour overall. These videos are about 10 minutes. We do a web article. We do a YouTube video. After everything, a custom label. After everything's said and done, it's about an hour per graded card. So there's also value added there that we're doing. And it's just not everybody's doing it. I kind of prefer everybody would do this. Then we all kind of would get into more that we do it, the better we get. This is now going to be around the 62nd, 63rd, maybe 64th card I've done. And the more I do, the better I get at it. And if we all are in this same kind of self-grading mode, we're not sitting around waiting for months from another grading company. We're not paying that like this is a $4 case compared to whatever the current cost of grading is. So I'm just giving an alternative to the way we grade. And we can cross-reference what they've done in the past. We can continue cross-reference what they're doing now. They're doing thousands, tens of thousands of slabs. So it's like competition is good, basically. And I think we should all be a little more competitive. We're a lot of individual sellers on eBay, and I see a lot of raw cards that just get eBay's condition of either near mint or better. I think it's like excellent, very good, poor. So they kind of like have these general buckets. But for me and other grading companies, from a 7 to a 10 is also known as near mint. So that is a huge range of imperfections that could happen. Whenever we put up in the description to the YouTube and to the eBay listing, the subscores, people can say, oh, they got an 8 for the surface. Let me take another look at the surface of this card and see if I'm really interested in purchasing it or not. So that's why we do this. A little bit of a dimple there too. That's why we do all this. We want there to be transparency in the hobby. We want people to get cards that they're completely aware of everything about them. These Zion slabs, they are magnetic, but you can kind of see we'll put a custom label in there. And the labels are easy to make. Like, it did take me several weeks to months to perfect the labeling process, but don't be discouraged by that. Like, dive into the things that are a little bit harder to do in life. And we'll kind of just get the next card up that we're going to be doing a self-graded for. Well, we actually have two. We have this Virtuous, Luka, and call it Jokic, Nikola Jokic, Joker. I'm not good at pronouncing names. Let's just go ahead and get that out there. I can't pronounce everybody's name. Shea Gillis-Alexander. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I apologize if I pronounce your name wrong. If you watch any of these videos, I apologize. Luka Doncic. My best attempt. Is it correct? Maybe, maybe not. But thank you for watching. Continue to watch. We're going to have a couple of those other cards coming up here shortly. And we appreciate you.